Dude, you can't just barge into a former
He
house.
does, dude. He does.
Yeah.
There's no knock
this?
policy here.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
A
where
frat
is he
house?
coming from?
Yeah, I can't touch. I've never touched my toes ever in my life. Never in my life.
What about if you
I
raise
get
it?
to,
What
like-
about if you raise them to yourself?
Yeah, I can't figure that out. Yeah.
It's
Then
halfway.
I shit
It's halfway.
myself.
It feels like cheating.
Yeah. Well, I get to like halfway to my calf, but if I took the amount of time that you have in the past with yoga, I think I would get obsessed to be like, I'm almost doing the backwards flying monkey. You know what I mean?
I just got to the point where I'm like, can I touch my toes?
Yeah.
And then eventually I could.
Yeah.
Every like 2 or 3 years, I feel like there's an article in the New York Times about how you can't get more flexible.
You cannot?
It's not possible.
What are you
That's
talking
dumb and
about?
wrong. First of all,
That
it's
is
wrong on
so
two levels.
ridiculous.
No, I know, but they
One,
just
it's not right, and two, there's been no article in the New York Times about it because it's so not right.
I
Two, it's
promise-
doubly wrong.
I promise what they say is that you get more used to the pain, so you can like go further, but you can't actually get
No
more
way.
flexible.
Find me that article.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
I'll dig into it.
I can push you to stop.
I agree with you 1,000% that sounds like bullshit. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I know people who have like learned to get into a split.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That my trainer told me you stretch out in the shower. So I
Yeah.
stretched in the shower for like 2 months. I got like, I got an inch or two.
You get it, yeah.
Yeah, you start getting down there.
All you gotta do is do it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like like in the shower for 2 minutes, try to get down there, shake it out, do one of these where you hang over.
Do you know that like where you hold a barbell and you stretch all the way to the right?
Yeah.
Like a side squat?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When I first started doing those, I only got to like, this far and now I'm all the way stretched.
Right.
There's literally no way the New York Times had that article.
I
Yeah, no, that's going to
swear-
fire him
I
up.
swear to
Wait, you
God,
see,
I
he's got a whole
swear.
It's
hour
so
full of these
dumb.
fake things.
I get them not
swear.
understanding what comedy is, but there's no way they understand
I
yoga
was-
that little.
I
Yeah.
read it and I was just as upset as you are now. And then I saw it again. I swear I saw it twice.
I think you dreamed it as you were sleeping under a pile of New York Times. Like a fucking homeless
Like a typical
Baltimorean.
comedy.
No, there was like they had this whole thing about like runners and how like the best runners in the world are like like not flexible at all.
Yeah.
They're just like super tight muscles.
Dude, my old roommate used to
Maybe on that one.
my old
Maybe.
roommate used to sleep on New York Times.
Really?
He was fucking nuts. Obviously a
living on the
hoarder.
street?
He was a
Yeah.
hoarder. I kicked him out eventually because I didn't want it to
hoarder.
ruin our friendship. But he would get a New York Times once a week or every day?
Once every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once every day. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I also don't fuck with the New York Times like Chris, but I don't lie about it. Anyway, he gets a fucking, and he would be backed up.
Made me
He'd
think
back
about
up
it
like
for a
2 weeks.
For a second, I was like, wait, no, what? You ever have someone say something so stupid that you're like,
dude.
wait, I gotta reconsider?
Dude, this happened to me earlier today. I was walking home and I saw like I was walking by one of those vans that sells weed.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" I was like, "Doing good. How are you?" And he said, "Great,
It's
man."
never a smart move. It's one of strangers is how you doing. It's like they're just drawing you in.
But I was on the move and he was stuck in a location. I thought
That's
I could
fair.
just like, I'd just say hi and get out of there.
Okay, fair.
And then he said, he goes, "I'm doing great, man. I'm walking today because of cannabis."
Because of cannabis?
Yeah, and I had that feeling where it was like I know what he said was perfect English because it was so weird. It sounded like gibberish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And then I stopped and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, today I'm walking because of cannabis." And I was like, "That's great, man."
Yeah.
And I just kept walking. It was like
You never
fucking.
hear,
Did
like-
he mean like I have like crazy arthritis and I can't normally walk? Or did he mean like there's some cannabis over there? I'm finally get off my lazy
You
ass.
know what? I didn't stop to find
yeah,
out.
yeah.
It's
I'll
like,
tell you what.
whatever he's saying is crazy. It's like, isn't it enough that you're getting to sell weed now from a van on the street?
You still gotta
How
act like
much
a
better
beggar.
does he? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
If you went the other way,
It's got to give you a superpower. Also, it's like I'm already walking.
You're already walking. You're talking to the wrong guy. Like, sweet, sell it to some fucking invalid.
Yeah, dude. If it was just some dude wheeling by, he's like, guess what he did for me?
Uh-huh.
He's like, I literally don't have legs.
Yeah.
I could smoke all the weed in the world. I'm not getting out of this fucking chair.
It helped me move to New York. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm here. These are all dumb as shit, man.
Dude, it'd be better if he went the opposite route. He was like, "Hey man, I lost my kids because of cannabis." I'd be like, "Tell me how good this fucking weed is."
Yeah.
Tell me an
couldn't move.
interesting
Also,
story.
like, do I look like that much of a square? Like, I haven't smoked weed before. Like, I'm gonna be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What is cannabis?
Well,
Also, like, that's the guy you're going to get on the street corner, the guy who's like, it's going to help with your arthritis. that you're gonna get through to them about the medical.
Yeah.
Dude, whenever it started becoming like medically legal in LA, it was always like, fuck this. None of us have cataracts. None of us have anything. But then when anybody would come in a wheelchair, we'd all be like, after you, sir. You're the reason we're here.
Yeah.
The reason it's legal
for all of us.
Yeah, thank you for your service. A true
Literally and
hero.
figuratively, we'll do the same for you.
They don't even like smoking.
I assume you lost your legs during the war. He's like, no. I was like, I'm going to keep assuming it.
There was someone was telling me that their friend's grandma had cancer or something like that.
Yeah,
and they were
Fuck her.
Yeah, dude, she sucked.
She sucked, dude. Everybody knows that grandma sucked.
Yeah,
Never read the New York Times.
But she died, thank God.
Thank God.
She left behind apparently some, forget what she was calling it. Like it was like a black pearl or something, but it's like a nugget of weed dipped in some oil and then sprinkled with keef. Yeah.
Maybe.
And it's like, well,
she left that behind.
Your grandma was smoking that?
Wait, was she dying of cancer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So she's got to smoke you got to heighten the
Still,
potency.
I get paranoid. I don't have cancer.
You're all these old cancer victims doing fucking torches.
Wouldn't that freak you the fuck out? You're like, oh my God, I'm dying.
I would
I'm
rather
just getting high.
Wait, can you plan? I mean, this is a dumb question, but is she leaving it behind to regrow the
No, I think she did. She died. She didn't work her way through the supply.
Oh.
So this is some good shit you should get.
Yeah.
That's what I do every weekend on the road when I get a weed from like fans and stuff. I used to get heavy handshakes before. It was like pretty legal everywhere. And then I hate wasting it because I'm a Jew and a pothead and a drug addict. So it's like I would try to find like the valet guy at the hotel or something. Like, do you smoke? And like, I'm like, yes, dude.
Yeah, take that.
Dude, I get
enjoy.
that way with like fucking if I order like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like I've done this before. And I know if someone did it to me, it's the strangest shit in the world, but I'll have like half a wood fire pizza.
Yeah.
And if they look like a normal couple, I'm like, look, I didn't touch this. But clearly I did.
Just to a couple.
I'm like, do you want the rest of this pizza? And they're like, fucking get away from my table.
Dude.
But the intention is there. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to waste the food. I'm not going to bag
Philly
it.
and New York. There are homeless people you can find.
I know. That's eventually what I do. But maybe I just hit it off with the table next to me.
When I was out in LA, I went to my buddy and I went to like one of the weed shops, and he like eats a lot. He wanted to get 200 milligram cookies and eat them.
That's big.
It's big. And so he picked up these 200 milligram cookies and was like, can I get like 2 of these? And they were like, yep. And then they were ringing him up and they gave him 1 200 milligram cookie and then, fucking 2 or 3 bags of just like 5 milligram cookies. And he's like, well, I don't want to eat
this much
cookie.
Calories.
Yeah. And they were like, oh. And he was like, so can you just switch this out? And they were like, nope.
No refunds.
Everything's final. So he was just like, fuck.
Wait, what do you? Why would they even do that in the first place? They get rid of the cookies. They run out of 200s.
No, they had them, but then they blamed it on him. Like he said it wrong,
thing.
and he was like, "No, I didn't."
I and they give you like
You're still
230
at the gate. That should be a refund.
Yeah. And they seemed high and shit, so it was just a whole thing. We wound up just giving.
I bet it is refunds. We're like, I don't know how to do this. I was in Portland once. I ordered a Bridgetown Festival, and I ordered. I asked at Voodoo Donuts. I was like, hey, their t-shirts are cool. Can I get a t-shirt? And this is literally what she said to me. She goes, it's all the way upstairs. And I looked at her for like 10 seconds, and I was like, oh. Okay, I guess
I don't want it either.
Yeah.
I'll go get it. Can I go get it?
Oh my God. I think it was one of those.
Yeah.
What recommendation do you have to get somebody into weed that isn't
Dude,
good?
me and somebody gave me a 1,500 milligram brownie.
Jesus Christ.
Why? It wasn't even this size. It wasn't even this big. It was like a quarter of that, but this thickness. And you can't do anything with that. I gave one to the staff at the stand. I was like, you understand what this is, right? A normal dose for most people is 5 or 10.
Yes.
Yeah. At my height, 30, maybe 50. The warriors go like 200. But 1,500 is an unusable amount. You can't break it off even.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to give it to people. I saw Dan Soder, a homosexual comedian from San Francisco. And I was like, do you want this? He goes, no, I can't do anything with it. And some young black comic was like, I'll take it. We're like, you know what 1,500 milligrams is, right? He goes, yeah, sure. I've always wanted to try an edible. And as he takes my weed, absolutely not.
He's got a tinfoil hat and he's in a box.
Vomiting in 30 minutes. Yeah.
I did that to a chick once. She wanted to take an edible. I gave her like a piece of this banana bread was going around LA. It was killing people. It was in a figurative way. LA early on, it was kind of unregulated. It was just like Rogan had a bit about it. X, double X, and triple X, which had no relation. X meant nothing.
Yeah.
So this banana bread was going around. It was just some slices were thick, some slices were thin. I gave it to this chick. I mean, a quarter-sized amount. She was vomiting. We were gonna fuck. God damn, we were gonna fuck. And I was like, no, it's okay. You're almost. But also, like, in my head, like, can we still fuck?
Yeah. How do I fix this?
Vomiting?
I can't even imagine what taking that feels like, to be honest.
1,500. Yeah. Forget it.
What's the most you ever took?
Dude, when I was in LA, I took half a bite of a 10.
Half a bite of 10?
Half a bite of 10. And I was
your
like,
pussy close up?
Yeah, dude. I was like, I just don't want to be too high.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not good at being high.
You got to get a tolerance.
I feel like everything, I'm second guessing everything that I do. I'll like say a sentence and be like, what did I do?
Those are edibles, right? Those gummy bears?
No, they're just standard sugar pops for this kid.
What?
Yeah, I eat a bag of gummy bears almost
just
every night.
Just an unmarked bag of gummy bears?
Well, they come out of a box. Some fans sent a whole box of
Those are weird, dude.
We've been going chocolates, mushroom chocolates.
Mushroom chocolates is that's
What's
our
the
bag.
most mushroom chocolates are nice.
Yeah.
50 milligrams is the most I ever took.
50?
50, yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a lot for me because I usually do 5 or 10.
That's a lot.
What? Oh, if we,
I just kept biting and I was like, it's not, I did that whole thing. Like I ate, it's not going to hit me that hard. And then 2 hours later it was, see ya.
We gave John Jones once. We saw him on a plane. He used to love the weed we brought from, California. We'd get good weed. And he's always like, in the early days, he would always come up and he'd be like, what you got on you? I'm like, here, man. I helped him become a champion.
I got some banana bread.
Yeah. But once they had these little breast strips, they were 50 milligrams each, 2 in a pack, like about that big. And half of one gets you wrecked. They'd hit you hard. And we gave him someone a plane. He just took both out. And we're like, no. And he's like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
He could handle it.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the best, Joey?
Joey's the best. One time I took it to his podcast, and there was Stars of Death, he called them. There's a sticker on it, says the amount, 25 milligrams. I'm like, all right, I'll take 25 milligrams to fucking get high on your podcast. But then you ever have something just gnawing on you, and until somebody verbalizes it, you can't, like somebody like that restaurant's not as good as it used to be. Like, yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
It's been bothering me for like a year.
Yeah. You felt guilty about criticizing it?
Yeah.
It's going to be me with the lack of stretching. It's not a thing. For like a year from now, I'm like, that's been fucking bothering me.
No, I'm gonna find that article. It's gonna break my heart if I can't find it.
You won't be able to find it because it doesn't exist. Anyway, it just bothered me a little bit. And then after like 10 minutes after I ate it, I was like, hey, give me that packaging. He's like, why? I'm like, can I just see something? That sticker wasn't like straight up and down. It was a circle, but it was like curved. And then I went and peeled it. It was 250 milligrams. He had covered it with the 25 milligram sticker.
Oh my God.
See, that's fucked up.
It is fucked up. But
that is, I would be very upset if I got those.
For $1 in for a dime or whatever the fuck it is.
It's got to be the other way around.
Oh my God. I was wrecked.
Like, do you move at all? It's like 250?
For a little bit, and then you just get buried. Then you just can't. And then he's like, see ya, because he has a tolerance. So I'm like, wait, where am I going? I can't drive on this.
Yeah.
And he just laughs and leaves. We have a long history of dosing each other in our friendship group.
Yeah. Like, I saw that. Very frightening.
Do you get anxiety?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, then. No, then usually it was just like wreck where you can't even move. You just like become like the weed.
Yeah.
But there's no visuals, right? You don't like...
No. Not
so
on weed.
you're just in your head, and at least with mushrooms, if you get incapacitated,
this shit looks cool.
Yeah, shit's cool, or like you feel like you're on a trip.
You're just out of it. Remember getting too high just smoking? I can't do that anymore. No. Smoking with the chick.
Yeah.
I think White Widow or something. We're going to see a movie, and then we're like, let's smoke, and then we'll drive, and then go, and then we're just both just sitting there, crossing each other, like, and you come out of it for a second, like, oh fuck, should we go to the?
Yeah.
Back out of it.
That's why I always hated weed. Like, I don't feel like I'm an upper guy naturally, but I do like mushrooms. I can't find the right amount
of mushrooms.
Like smoking weed hits me 10 times harder than.
You got to get dirt weed. So when I started smoking in LA, it was like you could go to these bud tenders and really get advice.
Yeah.
Like I would say, like, Diaz he would just go to the front. He's like, I want to see the devil. What do you have for me? And they go like, oh my God, sir. They'd have two people open up locks at the same time and a door would open. But like they tell you what you're looking for. I'm gonna hang out with my friends. We just want the giggles. Okay, we got this kind for you. And I was like, I want to write and smoke. I like the act of smoking. I'm quitting smoking cigarettes. But if I get wrecked, I'm not gonna be able to. And they're like, Mexican weed, we got it for you. And it was just like shitty weed.
Like shittier weed.
That's what you need. Shit weed that doesn't have much THC.
That's kind of nice, like a light beer.
Yeah, like a light beer. You just keep smoking. Because the margins, you can't have like 2 hits, wreck you, 1 hit, not quite enough,
right.
1.4 hits.
Right. It's like taking a bite of a 1500 brownie. I have no fucking idea.
No, fuck it.
What if you get like average potency weed that's good weed and just make a spliff out of it? Half cigarette, half weed. Sure. Is that the same idea?
That's my favorite way.
If you're European or American black, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's all they do in Europe.
I like a spliff.
Yeah.
Because you get a little nicotine buzz before the weed kicks in.
Sure.
You know? It's a nice, it ramps you up.
I just want to hit the right fucking sweet spot. And I can't figure it out. I'm very, very bad at it.
I've been going with really good weed. I'll go 1 hit and I'll actually.
1 hit. And then forget the fucking peer pressure.
Yeah.
Just like, wait, 50, because it hits faster.
Yes.
So 20 minutes later, you fully know. Probably within 5 or 10. Yeah. You fully know. And so if I need more, I can get more.
And it doesn't last that long. Like if you take 1 hit, you'll be flying and you'll get 2 hours out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Doesn't last that long.
And then you're like, okay, you'll be like coming back down. You're like, maybe I'll take another hit. I'll take 1 hit again.
Split a 1-hitter with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
That's the move.
I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because
people want to wreck you. Fuck that.
Yeah,
it's like DeRosa when he's like, let's do shots. I'm like, dude, I'm already drunk.
Yeah.
Like, no, come on, let's do shots. I'm like, hey, I'm not fucking 17, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand how drunk. I've been drunk before.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm in a good place.
Here's the thing.
We're enjoying each other's company.
Oh, yeah.
That will
I'm
no
doing
longer
shots.
be possible.
Exactly. And then he throws up. And I'm like, fucking, why was I even considering listening to you?
Are we still going to fuck?
For such a good drunk, he's a terrible drunk. Yeah, we're still going to fuck.
Yeah, I'm the Joey Diaz of booze, though. Like, I can fucking, it's crazy. Like, I need devil sauce.
Just keep going.
Yeah, it's nonstop.
What do you do? Just beers or you do
IPAs and whiskey, typically.
IPAs.
But any hard liquor, if I sat down at like, let's say 6 p.m. and like had like a cocktail for dinner and then didn't do anything for till 12, like easily another cocktail, nothing.
You can't have like a shot and a beer and feel good.
Oh, no. That turns the ignition. The car's not going anywhere yet, baby.
He will last.
That's just getting the key in the door.
Yeah. He'll last forever. He won't like get stumbly.
That's great.
But he gets very suspicious.
Oh, interesting. That sounds like exactly like I am.
That is true.
He's getting a little paranoid and very suspicious.
I do. I'll mix your words with your actions and I'll come up with conclusions that you're out to get me for something.
Like,
that's not true.
You want to go get a slice of pizza and be like, why? Because we haven't eaten in a while. You want to get? Why are you trying to move me around? And you'll be like, dude, what are you talking about?
Being a good drunk is not a good thing. And I said this before.
It's not a good thing.
No, because when you're really good, there's no signs or reasoning to stop.
Oh, you don't know tolerance.
Your tolerance is through the roof.
No, you want to be a good drunk.
Yes. Oh yeah. Right. But when people have these horror stories being terrible drunks, like some people can't drink whiskey, they get fucking nuts.
It's annoying. You want somebody slurring also, so you can. That's what you're saying. So you can like, oh, I see what you're doing. You look down, you're double fisting, like, oh, I get it. You're being annoying because you're drunk.
Yeah.
If they don't slur and they're fine, then it's like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
What did I do?
Yeah. I mean, there were moments in my past when I was at my peak where like I would start seeing double in a social environment and I would just cleose an eye.
That's great.
It's got me home many times. And it's like, dude, if your body is literally drowning in alcohol, your fucking frontal lobe is floating in alcohol. You have nothing else in your system and you're just like having a conversation with somebody. They'll never know. This is why you need to smoke weed at night, calm all your demons, and cut all the bullshit soaking up your loins.
I need a sign.
Deadening all your
what's his name?
heartbeats,
Always fucking Shane Grillis. Fucking, he'll always go for a single leg takedown, and you're like, what? Oh, because he never slurs. Like, why are you trying to single leg me? What is this? Why are you getting physical? And like, oh, you're drinking.
Yeah. He's hoping to detect weaknesses in there.
What?
But
Come
you see how
on.
drunk you are. How fast do you catch yourself?
Yeah.
Do you parry?
Yeah, and then if you like
blocking?
stop, he's like, "Oh, now you got a problem with me." And you're like, "Oh," you ignore him. He's like, "Oh, Ari's hurt. Ari's hurt." I'm like, "Chuck, you're so annoying. God damn."
Yeah. But again, that's a sign. You know your friend's signs are
Yeah.
going, all right, it's too much.
So you can leave them.
Yeah. You
Leave
can be
them
like, I'm not
outside
going
and
to
lock the
talk.
door.
I'm not talking to that person anymore. I see what he's trying to do. I see he's getting angry for no fucking reason.
No reason.
Yeah.
I was with Adrienne Appalucci. We were smoking in Austin like a few years ago, and she just, we're at a diner. I asked her a question to like a fun question is if you could have this too, if you could have someone not kill them, but had them have never existed. So no one will ever miss them. They'll just be gone from history.
Ah.
And she goes, nobody. I'm like, that's a ridiculous answer.
Yeah,
That is a ridiculous answer.
But like,
Nobody?
who would it be? A lot of Democrats would say Trump, having never existed. But they'd be like, no, I want to murder him. But like, who would you have? We're thinking the comedy scene. I'm not getting into that. That's like just gossip.
I got it.
Yeah.
George Steinbrenner.
Steinbrenner.
If I
That's a
had
good
one
one.
wish outside of what you just asked, I'd wish for Steinbrenner to come back to life so I could watch him die a second time.
You want him dead though.
He ruined fucking baseball.
He ruined baseball?
The guy
Why? With
ruined
free
baseball.
agency stuff?
What?
With free agency stuff? Are you a Yankee
No,
fan?
no,
Yeah.
obviously not.
Yeah. Just with the Yankees being so good for so
Yeah, he
long.
bought all
No,
those
but also
championships. He
that-
changed the game.
Yeah, but also I remember Steinbrenner from the shitty 80s years where we had one All-Star.
Yeah. Well, that's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came back around. Well, it stands.
sure did.
Fuck
I missed.
Steinbrenner.
Yeah, I missed
It's been a
all
while.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
when
dude
I
ruined
was when I was coming up, they were getting good and just
Gotta
kept
love a
getting
good
better.
owner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's Newcastle football club or whatever. Their owner is like owns half Saudi Arabia. It was just some sheik, and they're all like, "Fuck these owners." And then he's like, "Buys." There's no like salary cap.
Yeah.
So he's just
right.
buying championships. They're like, "Sweet, we love Saudi Arabia."
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. That company could bomb your whole village
Yeah.
in Delaware County.
But I got
If you had like some guy that just took out your family, but like he bought
But-
the
but he
Eagles
made- yeah,
and he
he
made
made
the
him
Eagles
good.
a championship team again, they'd be like, this guy's not that bad.
yeah.
Plus, Cousin Russ was kind of a dick drunk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Fuck 'em.
okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Anyway, she got in her head that I was gonna kill her. She was high. And I couldn't
That's
convince her
crazy.
because I'm like, no, that's crazy. Like, of course you'd say that. And then I'm such a fucking autistic idiot that I'm like, no, if I was gonna kill you, I would say that. Your reasoning's not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not
deny
gonna, but like, yeah, I would say I'm not gonna. And then she would like forget it for a while. And we were driving back to we're staying at Airbnb. And she's like, is that why you got an Airbnb instead of a hotel?
Oh my
Because it was like a
God.
long week. I'm like, no, but damn, no, that is a good. And then I'd be like, oh, fuck, I made the wrong turn. She's like, where are you going? Where are you going? And she'd forget for a while, and I'd see her remember it. So it'd be like, we'd be laughing. She'd be like, ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, God damn,
that
Adrian.
happened with Tommy
And mushrooms. I was just gonna say
Really?
this.
We
That's
got
dangerous.
mushrooms at Skankfest and we took just a cap and a stem.
Penis envy, though. The big boys.
Shane took it too, and
They're strong.
we all went to hell.
I had theories
And-
going in my skull that you wouldn't fucking believe.
Like
yeah,
what?
yeah.
I
There were
thought
two
these
fat guys.
I thought we were chasing these two fat guys around the city, right? So, and we've already said this on the podcast
Because
before.
you
So
saw two fat guys a couple times.
He saw
Skankfest story
Chris.
checks
He
out.
saw two fat guys walking to their car at the end of a parking lot. Oh well, I guess we ran into them, and they were fans. They were fans, and they knew how
I didn't
high
see any
we
of
were.
that.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Let's not interact with them." But they gave us like a little like "what up" and then walked past us,
Dude.
And then he saw them again at the other end of the parking lot, walking to their car, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on with those
Yes,
guys?"
because I saw Chris nod to him.
And we
In
were-
my head, I saw him go,
yeah.
Like you're up to something.
yes.
Yes.
What are
Yeah.
you guys
Like he was
planning?
saying hi, like he was going to hand off some type of drug or something. And all I've been asking him, because after the second hour, I'm in another hour of hell. And I'm like, get me back to the hotel, please.
Yeah,
And
but
he goes, it's this way. I'm trying to look at my phone. My phone is like Space
you can't
Cadet.
see shit.
It's like an
Yeah.
old school Atari game.
Yeah.
I can't see anything. So now I'm trusting him. We go around the block like 4 or 5 times. I see the fat guys again. So now I'm like, are you following these fat guys?
No.
And he's like, calm down.
No, he.
You were not following the fat guys.
Yeah.
And I thought he was like setting me up for something.
No, and we literally there were no Ubers because
I
it was
love you can't
Astro
see,
World.
just like-
Yes.
Yeah,
oh, dude, the
dude,
way
it's not-
that things
Oh, everyone's
look.
trying to Uber into a trampoline.
Yeah.
Hey, get down, let me Uber over you.
So we
I
had
don't
to
wanna
walk. We had to walk, and it was just,
It's a 9-minute walk.
dude. But
Exactly.
we were
He
so
took me on an
fucked
hour
up. I was,
trek.
and I'm like on the edge of my mind breaking, but I know how to get home. And every block, he's like, where the fuck are we? And I'm like, dude, it's just
and then
one
you
more
can't
block.
see anything if you try to hold it further away. It's blurry. You gotta lower the light. Like, that's too much.
So then we saw two other fat guys, completely unrelated, like right before we're about to get to the hotel. It is Houston. And he starts screaming at me on the street.
Screaming at them?
At me.
No, I had enough.
He's
I
like,
was
what
like,
the fuck?
Take me back to the fucking hotel. I'll fuck you up. And then we get in the elevator of the hotel, and I'm just staring at him, breathing like a fucking bull. Just waiting for him to give me an explanation as to why we're still
the fucking man. Like, I got us home. I'm like the amount of high fives I'm gonna get for
kudos
this.
Would be nice.
Yeah,
right. That was almost impossible what I just did.
I turn around, he's looking through me, just like, what's going on with those two fat guys? It's just like,
I just expected him to be naked in the hotel room by the time we got back.
Yeah, open the door. Like,
just two fat dudes waiting to get pounded.
I love you just can't get something out of your head. Also, you can't focus. Me and fucking Jim Mapleson, Philly comic, Jay Okerson, was we were on Shrooms and we were buying pizza in Ottawa, and it's just like it's Canadian money. And I was looking at it, and the guy's there, and I'm like, give me back whatever's left of this. And the guy's like,
a couple of coins.
Yeah. Oh, it's painful. And then he wanted to go back out.
Really? Once you calm down?
Because
we got to the
hotel.
You need a home base. That's a nice thing to have on a mushroom trip is a home base you can go in and out of.
That's it.
Calm down. You have your surroundings. They're okay.
Yeah.
Breathe a little. You're okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'm good. Let's go out.
And I kept looking at the curtain. The curtain was my leveling out.
Your anchor?
My anchor to see how high it was and if it was drifting off. You know, the curtains were moving, they were waving, and then they slowly started waving. I'm like, oh, I'm at a good pace to go back out, because we thought a stem and a cap.
That shouldn't have been that much. Dude. Cap and a stem's a party amount.
Dude, that's a six-pack of beers. It's nothing. Yeah. You could socialize, have fun.
I would say even less than that. That's a six-pack of beers for him.
Right,
That's a shot and a beer for most people.
True. It's a citywide special.
Yeah.
But I tried to go back out because there was no TV. We paced around the fucking carpet for an hour.
No,
and I was like,
we turned on the TV.
That's a bad idea.
And that's what he said.
And we turned it on.
Unplug it.
Yeah. And like the first ad was like, is your mom stuck in the internet or something? I don't know what she said, but it was just like, because he was like, let's turn on the TV.
Do you fear people are out to get you?
Yeah.
Reality slipping away?
Is your friend trying to set you up with two fat gay guys? Try my pillow.
I was like, don't turn it on. And you were like, I think we need it. We turned it on for 1 second. And
it's bad. It takes you out of it.
I agree. You were right with that. 100%.
My big advice would be run your phone battery down to 0 before you even start and fucking unplug the TV.
That's what I told him. Don't pick up your phone. Don't look at your phone. Don't
Turn
pick it up.
Don't even have it any battery in, because you might get that thought to do it. It's just a bad idea.
So
it takes you out of it. The worst, best case of bad scenario is that you start texting your mom. I love you. You're so special. Like shit like that, where it's like, you're going to regret it. Just don't have it on you.
Well, that's what I was going through, because I was the one who suggested we take it. So I was like, I killed my friends. Like, whatever we took just now is not mushrooms. And like, I got Tommy back to the hotel, and I'm convincing him to just ride this out, but we're going to die. Yeah. And Shane's going to die. And if, like, God forbid I live through this, I would have killed important people.
Dude, that'd be some
boomers
sick.
Were fucking hitting everybody there. Yeah.
You would make some decent merch money on airbrush dead t-shirts.
I was this close to calling my mom $1 million. I was like, I would just, the only time I looked at my phone was to check the time. I was just like, make another minute.
Not even that. It's like, you shouldn't even be like, it'll be done when it's done. Yeah. You know it's going to be 5 hours. So it'll be done when it's done.
That's exactly what it was.
How it's been like 10 hours. Like, it hasn't, because it's not done yet. So at most it's 4 hours and 50 minutes.
What's your worst trip you've ever had?
I've never really had bad trips.
Really?
Only good ones. Yeah, all these bad trips, I believe in them, but it's just, I've had friends start
Do you think
crying.
it's mind control? Like if we...
No, I think it's like who you're around, and like if like one thing, like I took an edible. I used to take edibles and go and fly, you know, and I was coming to do my first special in New York. And this is back in the Airbnb days where like they would send you your keys. It was really somebody's house, like, you know, before it became like hotels. And so the guy sent me his keys. I'm staying there for a week while I'm setting up and doing all this shit. It was at the knitting factory. And I'm on the plane, like, I left the keys in the fucking, goddamn, at my coffee table. And I'm in air going to New York, landing at 11. I'm like, I got no, and I'm poor. I can't like get a hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. And then I just start spins and the sweats. But I've done it enough times where I'm like, write it out and then figure out, get the Wi-Fi and see if you can text the guy or email him.
Well, that's where I'm at with like the mushroom chocolates, or like if I do even a hero's dose of mushrooms, I know I'm flying for a while. That was the only case because of the penis envy where I was like, the intensity of the high, when we were walking down the street, no joke, felt like we were inside of a video game. Yeah, and everything was so crazy.
It's also that anytime you take something and it doesn't feel like it should feel.
Right.
Like it was, again, we took a cap and a stem and then it was chaos. So if we had taken like 5 grams, I would have been totally like, whatever, we just ride this out. We made a mistake. We got too ambitious. Yeah.
I would say anytime, I wrote a fucking primer on how to take mushrooms. If you Google Shroomfest primer, it should pull up. Like it's like intensive. It's everything you need to know about mushrooms.
Really?
Oh yeah. I did it for the benefit of the people.
What's the site?
It's if you Google Shroomfest primer, it should come up. Let me see. You want to Google it? See if it still comes up. Do something instead of just listening like a fucking idiot. God damn, you suck.
Ari Burke.
But one of the things is like, if it ever goes crazy, like it is like you're not, I think my heart's stopping. Like, any thought you have, it's obviously the mushrooms you took.
Yeah.
Anything crazy that happens within, it's that. Oh, maybe my legs stopped working, or maybe it's the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And also, if it's too much, just really legitimately say, "Hey, mushrooms, ease it up a little, pull it back," and then you'll be a little better.
Dude, I felt like euphoria getting
up.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, send that to me.
And then it's just everything you didn't know.
What is it? Where is it? How do I take part?
How much is it?
Merch.
No,
that is
merch is something else.
That is my least favorite thing. I don't know, like there were kids in high school that would get like, they would smoke weed and get so high they're like, I need to call an ambulance. And it's like,
yeah, that's fun.
You do not
ruin the party for everybody.
You do not need to call an ambulance.
You don't know. You don't know.
It's like, that is a terrible idea. Parents get involved. You just touch a web of people that you can get in trouble with. Yeah, don't do that. Just
run your phone down.
Yeah, just sit in a corner.
Yeah, that's the best part about somebody getting too fucked up on booze. They just throw up and they lay down
and pass out.
Yeah.
You ever thrown up like on the street and like passed out in the street?
Yes. The pass out was very short though.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I've thrown up many times in the street.
Usually it's a city thing. It's not usually when you're camping.
Exactly. Yeah. The last time I put on I had a wedding recently and I was like, see if these wedding pants fit, and there's just splash throw up all over my shoes and pants.
I feel like that is like an underrated part of Uber. The value of Uber is keeping a lot of people from sleeping on the street. Yes.
Oh, right.
Because if you or just getting caught on a subway and just riding it fucking forever.
Yeah.
Because it's like
passing out.
Get me to this place.
Yeah. You ever slept an entire trip?
What?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Slept an entire trip of an Uber?
And they're like, hey, sir, we're home. Thank you.
Yes.
You just get out. And
the
you're
whole,
like, what? Oh yeah, there's my house.
The longest I ever did was probably 20 minutes.
I mean,
but that was like a 45-minute trip.
I'll do it on purpose in the morning on the way to the airport. I'm just like,
do you?
If it's like a 6 a.m. flight, I'm not supposed to be up. I'm just like, I'm getting an extra 35 minutes of sleep.
I try to sleep. Yeah. I'm great at sleeping in the car.
Yeah.
You sleep on flights.
What's your other option? Talking to an immigrant? No.
Can't do that. Can't do that. That's a nightmare.
9.
Dude, I have a good time with Ubers. Like I have a good time talking to Ubers.
Sometimes they're fun. They have stories of like shit. Like you're like, what's your country like? And if they're willing to tell you, you can like learn shit.
I think it's all city related too. Like when I go back to Philly, I'll take Ubers like to the suburbs and then back to the city. Yeah, you get those long 45-minute treks. If they start it, I'm in. If they don't, like I don't start to talk to them. But you know, within the first 2 minutes, like this is going to be a friendship. Yeah, and then if you're the right amount of drunk, it's like, you know, it's like doing coke in a way. It's like we're gonna keep in touch.
You just gotta
You're saying good luck to his oldest kid, Caitlin. You know what I mean? I wish you the best at Westchester University. You're getting that fucking heartwarming moment. Like, I want to change this guy's life. Take my $3 thinking you're gonna help Caitlin.
I used to do that, and I started feeling like I started hating myself for it.
For talking to them,
being the fun guy in the car when you're drunk.
Yeah. Well, he started it.
Never just a guy like, all right, dude, you're gonna be the fun guy. You're just like, go, man. You know, I don't know.
You what?
I've had chicks like get the Uber driver to be like, can we smoke weed in here? And they're like, sure, roll down the windows. Well, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How do you what?
Yeah.
I get it all the time. It's like fucking female privilege.
Dude, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is fucking wild. That's
Yeah,
why I
I'll
love
deal
seeing
with
those videos of them getting like wrecked, like tossed out of the video. When somebody stands up against white women, dude, I get fucking hard about
It's
it.
what? White women?
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
stand up against white women.
Yeah.
I
Like
stand
that-
up against white women.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Like the inner city New York white woman thinking because she's from fucking Wisconsin. No one's from Manhattan. They're all white privileged bitches that are trying to get by in life. And they fuck with these Uber drivers. And when those dudes have had enough.
They've had. It's like, I come from a country where your gender is not respected.
Yeah.
So I've been faking it
Yes.
until now, and
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah, you should be in a cage with a mask on.
Yeah, Giannis says this. How the
So you got to send me some of these videos.
Oh,
I would
it's the
love to.
best.
That's a good rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
When they
that's-
snap, and they literally will take them through their pink sweats,
Just chuck them out.
Victoria's
Yeah.
Secret pink sweats and haul that dumb bitch right out of there.
That
It's
rules.
nice.
Yes,
Giannis says
I wanna
that
see.
the New York homeless people are more respectful than the LA homeless people because here in New York we burn them alive every 10 years or so.
Yeah.
And so they know, like, don't go too far. These guys. So
Yeah, there's a limit.
Yeah,
There's
they're
a
nice.
limit. Yeah.
So it's like some of these women are like, hey, I have the benefit of getting punched once in a while by
Yes,
some of the streets,
right.
so I got to keep my. But if you don't get punched and there's no threat of it,
No.
what's stopping you?
No.
I say it all the time. The threat of violence is key
Yeah.
to leveling out society's behavior.
That's why trans women are now the most annoying people in the universe because no one will tell them to shut. When they're being loud on the train, everyone just kind of like roll their eyes, but no one's be like, hey, shut up.
Yeah.
They can even say that to women, but trans people are like, I can't say shit.
Yeah.
At least in New York. So now they're just getting more and more uppity. And they just won't stop.
And there's a
you're
risk
like,
hitting a trans with and they got like a fucking
quiet.
history, dude.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I used to be Golden Gloves when I was not this.
And they're fucking bad.
That's
Some of
one
them
of
are
my
bad dudes.
favorite clips of all time is Simon Cowell. There was like a guy who did like a performance and then he started crying afterwards during like the judge talk thing. And he was like, what's going on? He's like, I want to finally come out like I'm gay. He was like, so? Who gives a
Great.
shit? In this industry?
Yeah.
This industry,
You're
this
going to
year.
be fine.
Yeah.
What are you crying about? It was
Yes.
crazy.
This is not
It's
the
the
coal miners industry
Yeah,
in
what are
the
you talking
60s.
about?
It's like no one has ever said that on a
I
stage
love that
that
Simon
big.
Cowell's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Gay?
Who
Yeah.
cares?
And he was like, it's 2007.
Yeah.
Right.
Simon
That's
Cowell's
great.
like,
Yeah.
Simon
You're
Cowell's
going to be fine. Yeah.
that motherfucker. He's still around, right? He's still doing?
These fucking models everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
He's
Ew.
great.
God.
He's got to
living
have
his life.
so much money.
So much cash.
Yeah. He wears like fucking ribbed t-shirts from Lane Bryant with his weird milky tits melting off the side of his
Those
body.
old guys who keep it in shape or just like got into their own at some point, so they're trying to like get ripped, but it's like the tits aren't right.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Looks like he's been milking at
concave.
least 3
Wide
kids.
tits.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible. Anyways,
Yeah.
great
He's
talent.
one of those guys. Yeah. He's got to like, there's those people who you're like, whatever fucking happened to that guy? And then you realize they're like a producer on every big
show.
thing.
Yeah, he started like I think
Yeah.
he was a host on Britain's Got Talent and then went to American Idol, and he owned that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
this-
he also was like, didn't he make a bunch of boy bands?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I hope he got to fuck.
He wasn't like, nah, that was Ron Perlman.
No,
Ron Perlman got his fingers and tongue
Oh,
in
yeah,
every little
NSYNC,
hot
yeah.
kid.
Which one's Ron Perlman? The
NSYNC?
actor?
No, he was.
Yeah, who was Hellboy?
Sons of Anarchy.
Who's Hellboy? Yeah,
I think
who's
that
that?
also is.
He
Ron
was
Perlman.
That's
also
Ron
Ron.
Yeah.
You're saying on record right here, Ron Perlman from Sons of Anarchy raping multiple children?
Only boy bands.
Wow,
Dude, that would rule.
That's crazy. Hellboy indeed.
It was Ron
Dude,
Perlman, right? The
I
fat bald
think
white
so.
guy.
It's definitely a Perlman.
Yeah.
But he took all of NSYNC's money.
No,
Good.
we're talking about
Yeah.
he sexually assaulted them. He put all of his fingers in them, not didn't take all their money.
didn't
I
take
mean, the
their money,
money's
he took their-
underneath
took their
fingers.
innocence.
If we're talking
I
about the
think you got it
pyramid
the
of
other way around.
Okay, you'd rather have this guy.
No, not rather.
Breathe
I'm
into
saying-
your butthole
I'm
and
saying-
say,
I don't want
not rather. I'm saying what actually happened is he stole all their money.
Yes, that was part
I
of
don't
it.
think he. What
He
you think
sexually-
Timberlake got fingered?
I think he fucked like 4 other bands too. Like he,
Fucked him or fucked him out of money?
You're
grew-
saying Justin Timberlake got fingered by Ron Perlman.
I didn't say he never gets. Hold on a second. He never gets to the star. All right.
He
You
gets
know
the other
why?
ones.
Just like a
Right,
predator,
right.
a true predator doesn't go after the alpha of the kids.
Right.
They go after the slow elk.
pick off the
That's how I am.
stragglers.
Get
Yeah.
the third hottest chick in a group.
Exactly.
The hottest one,
Exactly.
she knows she's hot.
It's
She can do
true.
whatever she
The one
wants.
that's-
Justin Timberlake is undeniable.
Yeah.
That dude with the mustache at 17?
Dude, you don't go for the
Undeniable.
fucking cheerleader drinking all night. You go for the chunky one that on her third daiquiri limping to the bar, you know, slurring, chewing
Now
on
you're
her tongue.
talking about a crime.
Am I even attractive? I think you are.
Anyway,
Nobody
Ron
respects
Perlman,
you like I respect
somebody
you.
knows
Yeah.
about Ron.
No,
Ronnie
he did.
P used to, he took them all
He had
down.
a couple bands and he stole
Did
their
he
money.
fuck those kids?
Yeah.
Burke,
Look it
Look
up.
it up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yes, he did. I'll bet you $100. He
fucked
went
kids.
away for sexual assault. Like,
What do you mean went away? Like just took time to think?
he took a
went
couple
to
mushrooms.
Epstein's Island,
Yeah.
yeah.
2 caps, 1 stem. Thought about what he did. He's fine.
Damn. There's that the Runaways. That was that Joan Jett and all them. That at 14 he was like, time to make you girls women. Bend over. Just
Really?
lined them up. Fucked them all at the same time.
What?
Yeah. Their manager, some guy with a cowboy hat.
Dang.
Time to turn you girls into women.
Well, how many of these ladies
There's
turned out to be
4 or
stars?
5 girls. Well,
In
there
the
was
same room,
Joan
in
Jett.
a row?
They were all next to each other. It was wild what you could get away with
God
at 15%
damn.
back then. 15%, not just 10 back then. 15% on top of the race. They're fucking you from all angles.
That is wild.
It's wild. They talk about it. Who was it? Lita Ford, Joan Jett. I don't know. Forget who else was in the Runaways.
So is that
good.
Yeah.
It's good odds. I mean, like,
Was it consensual?
It was like no. They didn't know how to
Were they
do
like,
anything.
Good question,
sick?
Chris.
They
They're
become
13.
women?
No, none
let's
of
all
them.
line up and show our buttholes to this guy in a cowboy hat. What were they wearing?
What did Joan Jett say about it?
She wasn't stoked, I don't think.
Did she write a song?
She wasn't thrilled.
I don't know. I just remember them talking about it. It was like, what? And the other one's like, oh, yeah, for sure. I'm like, what?
Yeah. This always baffles me. Every story you see about like these young stars being isolated away from their parents under 18 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, you're letting this guy go to fucking Disneyland with Michael Jackson?
Why
You're letting-
does LA seem so much creepier than New York?
It is. What do you mean?
I don't know.
It's isolated
Is
because
it?
New York, maybe I'm
It's
just
got to
throwing
have
out
the same
guesses.
amount of creeps.
New York, everyone's on top
It's
of each other.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
And LA's more spread out, so you can go to the hills and not see anybody. In New
Right.
York, you're in an apartment building. Somebody sees you walking out hand in hand,
Yeah.
stroking the fucking face. They're like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
Yeah.
Also, the pyramid of influence in film industries in
It's
Hollywood.
big. It runs that town.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
all
here,
here,
film,
it's like,
who gives a
yeah,
shit?
yeah. They just want like the architecture. They're like, oh, this is neat. It's a big
You know,
city.
Wall Street, architects.
Yeah.
like
You come here to film, you take the kids back there to lay them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Lot of
What'd you find out, Burke?
And that's what I see. And
Perlman.
Lou.
Sorry,
and,
Ron.
and what? He raped him?
Apologize to Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser... Is there a third?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's going to be a bomb. Hellraiser 2 is good.
No, it's Hellboy.
Hellboy.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
That's
the guy
Pinhead,
with the
right?
nails in
Yeah,
his
that's a
head.
weird one. That's a
Yeah.
really weird fucking movie.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be Louis C.K. up there?
Yeah.
Perfect likeness.
It is pretty good. What time are we at? I gotta
You
pee.
get pee?
Well, I got to tell you guys my
I
fucking
can't wait.
specials
yeah.
taping
Yes, let's
Yeah.
do it. We got time.
June 11th, 12th. I thought you were going to go pee while you did that.
No.
June 11th to 12th at the Roulette, but you
Actually,
get tickets on my website, arishafir.com. Saturday, June 11th, Sunday, June 12th. Ari Shaffir Jew. My next fourth special.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how are you putting this out? Like, how
I'm
you
not
putting it
doing
out?
that till after I record.
Okay.
One step at a time. You
all right.
record first, then you worry about the sales because you
Nice.
don't want me thinking about where it's going while you're making it.
Right.
You want to just be thinking. At least for me, you don't want to just be thinking
How
about
has it
making something
been
good.
making the hour?
Interesting, because I did it. It took like 3 years, and I did it all. So then I had to stop. It was right before COVID. I was going to pick it up again in a few months, but then COVID hit, so then you couldn't. So then it was like a year or more without even touching the material. More.
Yeah. Year and a half, probably.
It was summer before I could even get on stage again, and that was outdoors. Then learning a little bit how to do stand-up again. Then the next October, I left for Ecuador. That was 6 months of no stand-up. And then by the time I got back in like late April, I was like, I got to learn how to do stand-up again, how to hold the mic and all that shit.
Yeah.
So then it was just relearning stand-up for like 6 months and then going back to the old material, which is cool because I could like chop it down. There was some shit that was like too long. The setups were some of them too long.
Yeah.
I could see it when I like stepped back from it.
Yeah.
How much of your old material? I'm interested because I haven't done stand up in
What?
years.
In
And
years?
Yeah, it's been years. What?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I got in a funk. I didn't enjoy it at that time. We were selling Delco, and I got in my head about shit, and then I stopped going out, and then I just stopped doing it.
It's a real shame, Pope.
Yeah. Well, I'm coming back, and this is why I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Yeah. He's supposed to do a show June 10th.
Yeah, we got some dates, but it's going to take a lot of time. How much of your old material did you reconstitute? Because 6 months off is a lot. 6 months of retraining yourself.
6 months after only outdoor shows twice a week in the summertime of COVID.
So I'm going to look at old shit and be like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Look at old shit. I would say look at old shit because you'll also see like this wasn't as good as I thought.
Yeah,
especially if you have tapes, which is now a good time on your phone. You probably have like recordings.
I got audios. I don't have.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You'll hear, you're like, that's funny, or like, God damn, I'm milking a setup.
Yeah.
Like you can't really see it for in there. You're like, you'll see. I see a lot of comics do this, and I've done it too. Where like they'll say a setup, and then you already know where they're going. Like maybe, and they're like almost like congratulate themselves. You're not the one who should do that. And it's like, dude, we already know where you're going. Why are you fucking doing that? I knew where you were going.
That's how your mom talks to you. Like that's how she finishes a joke.
Yeah, I mean,
it's this realization of going, maybe you should have cleaned the dish first. Mom, killing in the kitchen.
You gotta get on stage where it doesn't matter first. We're not charging for tickets.
Oh yeah, no.
You gotta do a bunch of those.
Yeah, just bomb like, for months.
Yeah. I even hit an open mic or two. I'm not above them.
Yeah.
Just to get like comfortable talking.
You got to just do it though.
Yeah. What?
You got to just do it. Like you have to
just do it.
Yeah. You just accept that.
It's going to be nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
it'll be
nerve-wracking.
I got back from 6 months in Ecuador, not even thinking about stand-up really. And then like, yeah, it's
How'd you
nerve-wracking.
get to Ecuador for 6 months?
COVID, everything shut down.
Yeah,
really.
That rules.
Yeah.
How? Why Ecuador?
They took my dog. So first, mainly the countries narrowed it down for us because like nobody would take Americans.
Yeah.
That first October of I left Halloween. Right. The first October of COVID, the American passport was the least valuable passport.
It's just
in the
you and
world.
Nazis in Ecuador.
It's Argentinians.
Old descent.
Yeah, there were a few countries that take us, but I didn't want to go to like Prague for fucking. I know it's not a country, but like for like the winter.
Yeah.
So narrowed it down a couple African countries, but then I got fucking xenophobic when I started a story or two about them burning gays alive, and I was like, I don't want to be there.
That's not the
vibe. It's like, what is this place? And so then it was like Malta, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Mexico, maybe, but Mexico is like they were talking about like you can't really drive on the highways. I'm like, we might be gone forever. Remember, like it was maybe not going to open up again.
Yeah.
Like that first full winter, like it says it's going to get bad, and like. I put some stuff in storage, but I'm like, I might never come back. Like society might have broken down.
Yeah. Dude, I still have now when I'm watching like hockey games or basketball games with full attendance, I'm like, it is weird. There was a moment where I thought this might not happen ever again.
I remember when Brady switched to Tampa and was like, who the fuck cares about that now? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
There's not gonna be football again. Yeah. So anyway, Ecuador was there. It was a new country. I had
it's a great choice.
It was a great choice. You could drive. It's like 3 separate countries in one with the mountains and the Amazon and the beaches. So it was just like, fuck.
My buddy ran a club/pizza place on the beach in Montanita.
Wow. Really?
For 6 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Dream.
That's the party town in Ecuador.
And like 3 years in, his partner got killed outside of the bank picking up the rent.
Robbed?
No, killed.
For what?
The money
for
yeah.
I was just like,
I thought I was really like, you got raked over the coals. No, you got killed. Yeah, and they took the money.
Yeah,
the ultimate robbery.
My buddy was saying people would just wait outside of a bank.
Yeah.
When was this?
This had to be like 2009.
They've gone through some different periods with different presidents and shit. I think Moreno turned a lot of it around, and then he got exiled. It's fucking, the political system was weird. There was an election then, and it was wild.
He fucking loved it, dude.
It's great. That is the party town.
Yeah.
We went, and that was one of our first stops at the beach was Montanita.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I met some. So my second stop, I was there, second time around at the beaches, and I was in a nearby city. And then where there's a few white people. Yeah. Montanita is like is where they go for spring break. So the first like 10 days, I was like, hey, maybe because of COVID, like it's not this party town. And then the last 4 days, like you just hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, spring break just started.
Yeah.
It was so quaint and tranquil. And then it's like started while we were there.
And they like start partying at like midnight, right?
Oh, dude, they go. And you see people like waking up like, oh, you slept on the beach. Like, they have a place called Booze Lane or something like that. It's just for getting fucking pass out drunk. Somebody offered me drugs. What is it? He goes, we don't know know yet, but it's this new drug. And I'm like, that's what you're dealing?
Yeah.
You're not even making up what it is?
right. Just say it's one of the things that I know.
Yeah, I could see myself retiring in a place like this.
Oh, it was great. But so we met some people at this other beach town nearby alone, and kind of white, a little bit more white, and expats and shit and whatever, and some people next to us. So one guy kept looking, and it was for the first time. I got recognized like 3 times in Ecuador for 6 months. It was great. And he looked, and I was like, he might be giving me that recognized look, but I've lost it a little bit, my finger on it. And then he's like, asked me, and I was like, yeah, all these guys from fucking Wildwood, New Jersey, and they had that fucking accent. And he's like, oh, my friend, I can't do it. But I can do the city. He's like, every year we come to Montanita. Instead of Montanita, come Montanita. It was so fun. They ran a Dairy Queen in Wildwood. They're all fucking lifeguards. I'm like, do you want us bothering you? I'm like, no, dude, let me hear that accent for a while. It took me back.
Wildwood's comprised of animals that run Dairy Queens, if you're white, and then just hardcore Irish people doing hardcore labor throughout the winter hours. The winter time. And then that's it. It's fucking, dude, the winter time on a beach in New Jersey is the best if you can survive.
Dude, I was in Philly this weekend, and I went to, there was like an old bar closing down called Old Philadelphia, Old Philly. Yeah. And I walk up outside of it. It's all just Northeast Philly dudes hanging out there, and the first thing I heard was a woman yelling at a guy that he was an asshole, and he's like, "What am I supposed to do? I knocked you up. You didn't call me back 1, 2, 3 days after. So what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna go find someone else." Wow. It was just like, what the fuck?
Wow. The old 72-hour period of a baby mama.
Yeah. And she was like, "You just a bitch, and that's that." That's sad. It was like, all right.
We didn't want to accept that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing. 3 days, no phone calls. It's like,
dude, imagine being
your pregnant girlfriend is just done.
50 years old, selling kayaks or, a pizza shop, boogie boarding. Just make a little beach.
So one of their friends moved there. Opened up a he married a local lady, fell in love. They used to go there. Sick. And so now his other buddy visits him every year. And then occasionally they'll take some other people like, do you want to come? I'm going again this year. Yeah. And it really is. Surfboards cost $5 for an hour, $6 for 2 hours. And you just get it and just go and hang. The beaches are 12 kilometers long. So you're never jockeying for waves. Jesus. And it's just great. Everything's cheap. They'll come make you ceviche from scratch off carts on the beach for fucking $7. This guy it takes him like 15 minutes to make. He just makes everything fresh.
Yeah.
Pulls up a fucking chair, sits down, eats on plates, washes them, just keeps going down. They go up and down.
6 months of that, and you come home, you're at an open mic with fucking autistic maniacs. Dude. Telling Hitler jokes. It's like, holy shit, what a fucking change. Yeah.
We came back when it was like, it's opening it up. Vaccines are here. Everyone took them, but things are really opening it up. So it's time to go home. But then it was like, kind of don't want to.
Yeah, dude.
When you're in that laissez-faire attitude, do you even think, like, you're not, how you come back to New York, you're in that writing style, like, oh, that's something interesting. Like, you're always, your whiskers for new content.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised and disappointed on how little I thought about stand-up.
Yeah. But that's
how little I thought of even of a joke. It was just like, I didn't think in those terms.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't doing it.
Do you think that's also beneficial to your mental health?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like a fallow year for crops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, sorry.
You just get to fill up the
Pennsylvania trash. That's when you let
I assume
Burke, look up fallow
where the crop is bad or something.
You just
or you're rotating.
You rotate it or let it go. Like you put nothing in that field for a year and let the nutrients
restore.
Not get robbed. Yeah, it is. But it's like kind of really is why I spent 4 months in Southeast Asia. Same shit. I thought of like one joke early on, and then you just don't think in those terms.
Yeah.
You just kind of
laugh. But it does feel like you're filling up the bucket, right?
Yeah, right. So then later, right, you're not getting, that happened. Let me talk about it tonight. You're like, let it go in. It's like kind of now you have a story about your childhood. You don't have it but then you mind it all. And you're like, yeah, dude, just go on stage. Didn't you go on stage at the Cellar that night?
No.
Or who went on? McCusker?
McCusker did.
I did it once. I did it once.
Yeah.
Maybe you and McCusker.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the last show I did was with Shane.
Yeah. No, I was
Queens.
there. You were there.
Shame grills.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Cruising.
Yeah, are you gonna stick around, do Patreon another hour?
For a little bit if I can piss first.
Yeah.
You can
Piss on the
absolutely
seat.
piss
Yeah, I
wherever
did
you want.
that. Why'd you bring it up?
If I can piss on the seat.
No. Yeah, you can piss all over the seat. I do it every day.
That's what he does.
I do it every day.
I'm his fucking maid.
Yeah.
So how much of this album do you think is like going through that experience, which is the first time in your life, right? In terms of like taking all that time off.
Oh yeah.
How much of this album?
None of it, because this is the hour I like made about Judaism, about all that shit before. So this is like I had to dust off that specific material, but then like extra shit. So like I had leftover stuff. So every time like my example is always like seeing a homeless guy shit himself on the corner. Is like that doesn't go in this hour, but I'm still going to talk about it for a week on stage.
Yeah,
and then I'll get back to this fucking Jew shit.
Yeah,
right.
So like that stuff. But some of it is like COVID. You can't record anything about COVID. Yeah, it's been done to death instantly.
Of course.
Yeah,
like we had to talk about it because you have to get shit off your chest as a comic. But like all these people recording their bits about it, it's like, dude, don't. It's all hacky.
Yeah,
we all went through the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like what they always say, like don't record a special in like an election year.
Exactly.
And do material about
I saw
like
a comic
that,
do that, and he does this whole big chunk, a respected comic about Hillary Clinton, and it came out 6 months after the election, and it's like, dude, no one's even thinking about her anymore.
Yeah, no one cares.
It's like, that's for clips for the internet at the time. That's it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so it was Black Lives Matter, it was COVID, and it was the election. So a lot of that shit is just like unusable.
Yeah.
But
it was great for the time.
Yeah, but some of that shit from Ecuador, it has been going in a little bit.
Yeah. One of the last sets I did was your show. This is not happening.
Not really?
Yeah.
That was one of your last sets.
Your
that was
last
right
year.
before. 2017?
Yeah. How did that? Am I allowed to ask about that at all?
Sure.
I'm sure you're so fucking
Comedy
tired.
Central no longer exists.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Do you? Are you starting that up again? Is that the
live shows? Yeah, we've been doing it before anyway. Live shows. First, I just changed the name. It was like, dude, you can steal it from me. They just blackmailed me into like saying I'll leave. They're like, we'll fire people 2 weeks out, all your grips. They won't be able to pay their rent, or you can walk away. How do you want to play it? I'm like,
Jesus,
that's
Jesus Christ,
evil. And for this idea that they're still holding on to, that they're in competition with Netflix. When Netflix is like, dude, you're irrelevant.
Yeah, right.
He's like, we don't even think about you.
I saw that thing because I know you see Rich Voss got in trouble.
Oh, in Canada?
Yeah. I just saw an article today.
What?
He
said something racially insensitive.
There was like indigenous people at the show, and he was Rich Voss. He made fun of them, and then the people were like, they were pissed that they didn't cancel the rest of the shows.
Yeah, that's what they want.
And it's also like, there's other people that work there. There's bartenders, there's waitresses, there's a bunch of people that are going to lose out on their rent money.
No, they don't know that. One time after Louis came back to the cellar and everybody got up in arms because they were like, none of them think it out. It's like letting the privates or the police choose the laws. And that's what they're doing. Yeah. Like, well, you should be like, well, hau's that going to work? Like, well, I don't know. I used to go to tapings, but I lived in New York for a year in college, and we'd go to like daytime talk show tapings, like Maury and like shit like that. Yeah. And we were like, try to get on. Yeah. We were like, try to ask a question to get on. So you're like, what should we ask? And like, whatever. One of them was like these deadbeat dads. And my friend was like, he raised his hand and they're like, yes, what is it? I forget who it was. It might have been the black dude. Who wrote a book. He was smart. I forget his name now. But like
Malcolm Gladwell?
No, talk show host.
Oh, it was a talk show host?
Yeah.
Montel Williams?
I only heard the second part of the question.
But we raised our hand and was like, yeah, what is it? He goes, well, I think you should take care of your kids instead of running away. And everyone claps and he sits back down and we're like, way to take a stand, man. Way to really put yourself out. And he was like, I got on. But anyway, one of them was about women who drink during pregnancy and won't stop doing drugs and drinking. This lady was like 8 months pregnant. It's pretty much a version of like, I don't give a fuck. I'll do what I want. Yeah. And somebody raised their hand and was like, I think we should take you in the back and beat the shit out of you. How would you like that? Everyone claps. And then the host like, well, actually, that would be way more damaging for the fetus than what you're talking about. They're like, oh, okay, good point.
No, we keep it around the face.
Yeah, but everyone clapped because they're all idiots.
Yeah,
you can't let an idiot choose.
Of course.
And they probably just think it's the rhythm of the show. Someone says something and you go, yeah.
The applause machine came on.
Like, it sounds right. Yeah, these people never think it out. There's this indigenous lady and Janelle Niles runs a show called Got Land in Canada. They had a comic on, was talking about how he was like, hey, I was a secret guest. They had like 5 indigenous comics and one like guest whitey. And one of the comics, doesn't matter which one, I think it was the whitey, but it doesn't matter, made a joke to a mostly indigenous audience going like, hey, they took me here. They didn't tell me it was a secret guest. I guess the secret, according to them, is, sticking you in the trunk of a car and murdering you out and whatever. And everyone laughs because it's calling attention to the fucking, all these fucking native chicks who are getting raped and killed all the time. And no one does shit about it. Everyone there laughed. It's one of those like, oh, And then the clip went on later and then everyone's like, how dare you get that show canceled? And you're like, the people laughed.
Yeah, they had a good time.
The indigenous people laughed.
Yeah.
They're all just about destruction. It's like that John Lennon song. If you're talking about destruction, I'll say no way, You say you want a revolution, but if you're talking about destruction,
I'm out.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. And the actual story is, with the Rich Voss thing is, most people laughed and had a good time.
Yeah, it also, they like snuck it into the article, but apparently they were being like loud and like annoying.
Those people.
Yeah,
they
and
leave
he
that
commented
out. They always
on
leave
it,
that out.
and then it started like
right. They
back
leave that
and
part
forth.
out.
Yeah,
the comedy bloggers, comedy articles only exist to shit on comedy. They're not giving you a real version of it.
Yeah.
So it's like if Jordan went 15 of 18 for 32 points, and you're like just focusing on these 3 shots that he missed.
Yeah.
It's like that's not the story.
Yeah.
John Mulaney is like, well, Chappelle went up and people were mad. Like, no, 99% of people were super stoked.
Yeah.
That's the story. Everyone had a good time at Rich Voss's joke.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Please take me to a show
it.
where Chappelle gets on and everyone's mad that he's there.
Yeah, they don't even know any better. They're just like,
yeah.
his show should be canceled. This club should be shut down. I was like, what's the club have to do with it? The people are just assholes.
Yeah. That's a good. What?
We all know this by now. So it's like, it keeps coming up. It's like, forget it. Forget you.
It's the same people, I think, that we talked about in the Ubers,
Yeah, it's those people. Those dumb
white
fucking
ladies
cunts.
causing issues.
We all know who they are.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of the greatest white woman videos of all time, is outside of Helium.
Which one?
That woman, remember there was a woman bitching about the show and she was hammered and she was like a newscaster in Philly.
That's right. I remember that. I remember that. It's always
did she
drunk
get punched
women.
in the face
I think
by
she got
another
hit.
woman?
Yeah.
Like,
great.
Yeah.
Handle it for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like Heathcliff, the cat's girlfriend would always, he was like, I can't fight a girl. But then she would come in and just fucking alley cat by other girls. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Deep reference.
We used to have a couple girls like a couple
Fight
bruisers
for
that
you.
were, you would do the fight.
I feel like
fight.
Kylo will get your
step
back.
in.
Yeah, let me take care of
it
this.
is. It's like that thing in Game of Thrones where you can have like a knight fight for you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Protect my honor.
It's a battle to the death, but someone
Yeah,
else
dude.
can step up for you.
Yeah. It's like fantasy football. You got to have one white trash bruiser in your squad. Take care of this fucking Applebee's waitress. She's
like,
being out of line.
You need that for what's it called? Where you just skate in a circle. You have a big fat chick
roller
derby.
roller derby,
You need one of those.
Yeah, that's up there in the fucking lesbian bruiser squad. Yeah.
Tommy, just get on stage.
I've always
just
been
do it
very.
tonight.
I will.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow, just go over your set.
Are You
and just
Garbage wants to have them on June 10th.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So
Fucking dickhead.
say yes. Say yes to it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I hope this is in the comments.
Say yes to the
like,
mess.
what the fuck? He's not doing the show.
That pussy said he'd be there.
All right,
Yo,
let's jump
thank
over
you,
to
dude.
Patreon.
If you want to stick around,
Yeah, let me piss.